Hey, it's Jaime with Echo Real Estate Advisors. Today we're covering Google advertising. This is the first of 3 videos related to Google advertising. And this came from a request from my group. So if you haven't joined the Facebook group, it's free. So go over, there should be a link in the description below where you can hop into the Facebook group that covers strategies like this. Strategies behind Craigslist, Quora, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and everything in the like. So daily content, daily strategies, daily lead generation strategies above all, that'll help you in your business. So again, jump over to Facebook and go ahead and join the Facebook group. Again, it's free to join, so go ahead and do that. Back to what we're doing. The Google advertising course that I'm producing won't come out until December. So the deal that I made with the group was that I was going to shoot a mini series, which this is the first video of 3. And in the first video, we're going to cover Google advertising in the macro. We're going to cover the methodology and how to make it work from a strategy perspective. In the second video, we're going to cover more of the resources and the tools that we're going to need as we prepare to create an actual Google ad and make it effective above all. In the third video, we're actually going to go through and take those resources and tools and create an actual ad that you can emulate and pretty much copy that'll be effective for your area, and you won't need to guess where to go and where to click, what to do. You're going to have the entire blueprint right there. So understand that it is a beginner's guide, and make no bones about it. We're gonna be going as quick but as thorough as possible, to the extent that makes sense. I don't want it to be a redundancy, or I'm sorry, what do you call that? Ooh, the words are escaping me today, but I don't want it to be a case where we go too fast and you don't get anything from it, or go too slow where it just becomes boring, monotonous, and it's going to take longer to get to the end result. So again, it's going to be 3 videos. At the end of it, you're going to know how to actually run an effective Google ad for the advanced strategies, and really diving deep into actual campaigns and creating different ads that work upon themselves, and how to work directly with your direct mail and your Facebook advertising and cross advertise between the platforms. That's going to be more on the advanced strategies. That's going to be in the Google course that'll be coming out hopefully by mid-December is when I'm projecting to have that out. So anyway, without further ado, let's just dive into Google Ads. First, let's understand what Google Ads are. You've seen it. Many of you already know what it is, but we're starting from the very beginning so everyone is on the same page. Real estate agent in Fort Worth. All right. In advertisement, when it comes to Google Ads, comes in the form of, if it's a highly competitive keyword or a key search, or a search, I shouldn't say key, a competitive search, you're going to have 4 spots at the top of the page, which this one only has 2, which means that it's not as competitive as you might imagine. And then it's going to have 3 at the end of the first page. This one happens to have 3, so that's good. Let's type in another keyword, that real estate agent near me. This one does have all 4 spots taken. So you see the first one by HomeZini. I have not heard of them. You have Compass, you have My Agent Finder, and then you have UpNest. So when it comes to an actual team, when it comes to an actual brokerage, you see that like My Agent Finder is not a brokerage. It's more of an aggregator. It's more of a directory that is paying a handsome penny to have their ad show when somebody types in real estate agent near me. and same as all the others. So that is what a Google ad is. An organic search is going to come below the map, and your Google ads, which you saw up top, you're going to have the organic search right here. This is the holy grail of Google advertising. This is what you consider, optimized SEO. This is where people want to be, which means that you're not spending money on being up here. There is value in being up here. However, the goal is to have your website rank so high on the front page of Google that even if you don't spend money on these ads right here, or putting your website on the first 4 slots, which are ads, you show up here. And depending on the consumer, some consumers actually don't click on the ads because they know and are aware that the ads are bought. And so it's not as organic. Actually, it's not organic, it's purchased. So they actually bypass the ads, and you may be doing that as well. I personally do that when it comes to my searches in certain things. In others, I prefer to click on the ads because there's a reason that they're advertising. But for the most part, there are some clients out there and customers out there, consumers out there that prefer to only deal with the organic searches because they know that these are purchased placements, so they won't click on them. But anyway, that's what a Google ad is. Now, Bing works the exact same way. Their algorithm is different. Their interface is a little bit different. But as far as their placements, they too have 4 placements at the front page at the top, and they have 3 at the bottom. And depending on the keywords that are competitive, they're pretty much the same. Again, the interface and algorithm are different, but for all intents and purposes, a lot of the things that you're going to learn, pretty much all of the things that you're going to learn in Google Ads can translate over to Bing with the exception of the interface. Now let's talk strategies. And again, this video is taking more of a macro approach. We're going to talk strategies in this video. In the next video, this is a mini series, so there's 3 videos that we're gonna place here on YouTube. You're gonna have your first is more strategies, more methodology, and the macro level. The second being the tools and your resources that you're going to need to get started to actually running ad. And then the third is going to be actually running an ad. So I do suggest that you watch all 3, but know that that's the structure of how we laid out this mini series. First strategy is the top dog strategy, or the big player strategy. This strategy is the most expensive, and what makes it the most expensive is these strategies. If I can figure out how to work this, this strategy is geared towards purchasing keywords, which the keywords that we purchase are going to tell Google every time somebody searches for a real estate agent near me and they're in my general demographic of where I'm advertising, or the zip code that I'm advertising. It'll make more sense when we get into the videos, but hang with me. Every time somebody searches for these keywords, I want you to show my ad, I want you to show my brand, I want you to show my website. So it's an auction style bidding system, very similar to Facebook, which takes several components into who actually gets shown in the front page and on the top and on the bottom, second page, and who gets shown all together. And money is not always, the highest bid does not always win. So we'll get into that in the next videos. But the big player, or the top dog strategy, is keywords that are highly competitive but are very, very close to what we do. So real estate agents near me is a very highly competitive keyword or key phrase, and it's going to cost a pretty penny to get to get your ad shown when somebody types that in, because it's very common, it's very frequent, and a lot of people are after those ads because when somebody types that type of search in, they are a lot more likely to act. They are further down the funnel of the purchasing funnel. They're more likely to act because they're actively searching. This is not disruptive marketing like Facebook. This is more intentional searching of, I am actively searching for a real estate agent. And the more active somebody is searching, so the closer to the end of the funnel, the bottom of the funnel a consumer is, the more expensive the keywords are going to be. So you're talking about realtor near me, that's going to be expensive. Top realtor in Arlington, or top realtor in Dallas, top realtor in Fort Worth, that's going to be expensive as well. Top real estate agent or best real estate agent, and they don't select a city, that's going to be expensive. So that strategy and those keywords is more for a larger budget, because every time somebody clicks on it, if you're running that type of ad, or if you're running a impression ad, which is a CPM type of ad versus a CPC type of ad campaign, it's going to add up quickly. So you better have the best converting landing pages. You better have the best converting ad copy that's going to get people to actually act. Because every time somebody clicks on it, it could cost $5, $10, $50, $80. The competition is different. And you'll see when we're preparing on the second video, where we're actually going through keywords and key phrases that we're going to target. So that's the big player strategy. That's the top dog strategy. Know that you can do that. Know that you can go after competitive words and key searches, because you are going to get clicks. But you need to be confident that your ad copy, so whatever you put as a message, is going to convert and you are going to get that call. Because there are some people that are going to go on the first, whoever's on the first, they're going to click on it. If they kind of like what they see, they're going to reach out to you. So yes, you are going to get clicks, and depending on the strength of your ad copy is going to be your conversion at the end of the day. So you are going to get clicks, you are going to get submissions of forms, you are going to get calls, you are going to get texts, you are going to get reached out to, but it's going to cost you. So have your budget in mind. Now, the other type of strategy, or the other strategy that we're going to talk about, is the volume strategy. Now, the volume strategy, we're catching people at the higher end of the funnel. So maybe I should do like a funnel here. I need to leave enough room for my last strategy. That is not a funnel. Okay, this is going nowhere quick. Let's hit that erase button. All right, pretend I didn't draw that. That's just bad. Anyway. Boom, boom. All right, that is not a funnel, but you'll forgive me, I hope. Is that it? Okay. The volume strategy, you're going to catch people up here. You're going to catch people, you're driving traffic, as many people as possible into your funnel, into your landing page, into your brand, your message, or your website, or whatever you have as the actual click-through from the ad. And keywords that are of the high volume strategy are real estate agent. Those very generic terms that they could be talking about when somebody searches that type of those keywords. They could be talking about everything. They could be talking about real estate, how to get a real estate license. So if you're looking for buyers, that's not necessarily who you want clicking on your ad, because you're not offering to give people courses on how to become licensed. You're trying to get clients that are looking for real estate, or to purchase real estate or sell real estate. So when we're talking about high volume searches, the strategy behind that is we want people to click on it, but let me back up. We want people to see it, And then if the message is right and if they're my type of consumer, then we're banking on the fact that they're going to click. And the reason people deploy that strategy is because it's a volume game, just like real estate. It's a very volume oriented game. With real estate agent or realtor, those keywords, those get searched in an inordinate amount of time, but the cost per click or the cost per impression is substantially lower than somebody that's at the lower end of the funnel, of the consumer funnel, that's ready to act. So again, it's a volume game. We're showing our ad as many people as possible, and we have our ad copy constructed in such a way that we tell the front-facing consumer, the people that see the first page of Google, we tell them what it's about, and we're hoping that they don't click through. And if they do, that's fine. We're going to pay for that. But at the end of the day, we want to be concise with our message to where only potential clients or consumers will actually click on the ad. And even if they do click on the ad, it's not going to cost us too much. And another component to that is we want to show our ad to as many people as possible, but once people click through, we are tracking them. So that's why Facebook pixels are important. That's why conversion pixels are important, which Google has its own version of a pixel, and we'll get into it in other videos. But Google has its own tracking mechanism that then you can retarget people that hit your landing pages. So at the end of the day, you want to be converting those as well. So you're driving as many people down here, and you can retarget as they've already shown interest. So you're narrowing that funnel. Yes, you cast your net wide, but then you're quickly funneling it down with a all-encompassing campaign to ultimately convert. So that's your volume campaign. That's your volume strategy. And then we have how do you make this? It's not going to be that size, I don't think. Okay. They have your low-hanging fruit. Sorry, I need to get better at this. I know there's something here that I'm missing that would make it larger, but low-hanging fruit, and it'll be on the description below, so pardon my messiness. The low-hanging fruit strategy is targeting keywords that are in the long tail form, meaning targeting keywords that are low-hanging, that people are not searching with regularity, that are very close to the bottom of the funnel, but don't cost as much. Over here on the on this type of strategy, you are down here, but it's costing you a good amount of money to do so. And those are the best realtor in town, or best realtor near me, or best realtor in Arlington, or best realtor in Dallas. So those are very competitive key terms that we would love to have if they weren't so expensive. The low-hanging fruit strategy takes the long tail form, which what that means is putting very specific keywords, searching for very specific keywords that people are searching for, that are highly likely to act. And that's where we talk about best realtor in Highland Farms, which Highland Farms could be a neighborhood in your area, or best real estate agent in Cypress Hills. So you're talking about the long tail, meaning the longer the search term is, the least amount that you have to pay. So they're less costly. And the reason I call it the low-hanging fruit is because they are not as competitive and they are cheap. And we're talking about people that are at the decision point but want to be so hyper-local that they're typing longer keywords that the big player or the top dogs aren't going after. And it's certainly not a volume game because people aren't necessarily searching with regularity. So as we prepare to launch these ads or create these ads, the second video is going to be very instrumental as we do our keyword search. And we're going to target low-hanging fruit keywords that are not as competitive and that are less expensive. Does that make sense? So the low-hanging fruit is people that are likely to act and don't cost us much. Now, know that you're not going to get as many leads unless you expand your horizons or put enough low-hanging fruit keywords, key search together, and add more and more keywords that expand your reach. But that's okay. You don't want to be increasing your budget. I'm sorry, you don't want to blow your budget on top dog or big player strategy unless you have that budget and are willing and able to spend more money to get those leads. And then the volume, yes, you're going to get more leads, if you will, but they may not be as close to the end as you would like. Low-hanging fruit, depending on how many keywords, the size of your audience, and how hyper local you go, you're not going to have as many leads, if you will, but you're going to have higher quality when they come through. And again, a lot of it will have to do with budget, the size of the audience, and the keywords that we purchase. But with low-hanging fruit, we're not necessarily going after the volume game, and we're also not going after those keywords that are super competitive that are going to cost us a lot to get. So that is the low-hanging strategy. We've covered the volume strategy and then the big player top dog strategy. In the next video, we're going to talk about the preparation, which we're going to look at the resources that you're going to need and the tools that you're going to need to prepare for actually launching your ad. So see you in the next video.